Greetings from Confetti Land,
home of the Confetti Bar. I'm Jessica, founder and confetti artist.
And I'm Alexis, head of happiness. Join us here in this magical, colorful place where we
have fun,
feel feelings,
and encourage you to embrace your unique version of happiness and all of its beautiful, messy pieces.
We are so excited to have you join us.
We are so excited to be joined today by not one, not two, but three very special visitors in Confetti Land. We have Lynn, Laura, and Carla, better known to each of us as Mom. These are the women who not only gave us life, but who constantly support our crazy confetti adventures. Being on this podcast is no exception. So welcome, moms. Is everyone excited to be here with your favorite children in the whole wide world?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. You do realize this is a first probably for all of us.
Listen, we are honored that we get to share this first moment with all of you. Okay, so I think the best place to start here is this place we start with all of our visitors, but we want to know from each of you, what does confetti mean to you, and or what would make up the current confetti mix of your life? Do we have a volunteer to go first?
Okay, I will go first on this one. This will be my first.
I knew. Confetti Carla.
Oh my goodness. The current confetti mix of my life, because I love hearing, all your different guests, what their take on this is. So I've thought of this as I've heard their reactions, It would definitely have for me little pictures of family memories just through the years, like from my childhood, through my children's childhood, not just celebrations, but just like those daily things. Like we were the funny family on the street who we played together a lot growing up. We had the Foursquare thing going. Yes. And so just snippets of like all of that would be mixed in. I would probably have some added, like as far as color scheme, it would be shades of blue that would be offset by a really beautiful, your magical shreds, Jessica. Like if you could just throw in a little silver and maybe a little pearl in with that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So because confetti is just such a fun way to memorialize fun adventures, I think that would be my mix.
Nice.
I love it.
I like it.
I can see it now.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis, I'd love to hear your reactions to your mom's mix.
I love that. I think the little family pictures is a super cute idea. So I'm obsessed with that. I did show her the custom confetti jar of baby boy to come.
Oh, so sweet.
With his first little pictures in there. But yeah, I like that. And I would guess shades of blue as well, as that's one of your favorite colors.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. With her blue team confetti shirt.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to hear from Cliff's mom, Laura.
All right. I did give this some thought. My colors. My colors would be light green and pink. And I'd like some maybe silver and gold in there, some glitter. And I love the idea of the little family pictures, but I didn't think of that one, so I can't take credit for it. But I was thinking little babies, because I love my grandchildren. I've got lots of them. I love babies. Anybody's?
How many? Give us the count.
Well, 11 right now.
Oh my goodness.
The youngest is beautiful little Emmy Joy, and the oldest is 15, almost 16. So whole bunches of them.
Quite the range.
Right. And the other thing I would have in my mixture would be books, because that's what I love to do is read.
Nice.
I love it. Cliff? Reactions, comments?
No, I think it sounds like a perfect mix. It's I'm glad that you have all the grandkids to make you happy. I'm not sure if we're going to be adding any more to your list from us, but Other than that, no, it sounds very perfect.
I love it. All right.
I guess
All
it's
right,
my turn.
Mom. You're up.
Anyway, Laura, I'm thinking you mentioned books. Don't you think the librarian should have thought of that? But she didn't. Not at
I
all.
did think of that. I had that thought. I said, Lynn's
Not at
going to
all.
want books too, but we can share books. We share grandchildren.
Well, I did give it some thought as far as I've done a little research on what colors mean.
I'm so
And-
proud.
Honestly,
And
this is Jessica's mom for sure.
yeah. Well, librarian research.
Yes.
So basically what I've been feeling lately is a lot of gratitude for my children, my grandchildren, my family, just where I'm at in my life. So it appears as if pink is specifically, it denotes gratitude, especially a deep pink. So I think in my mix, I would like the deep pink, but I would also like a little bit of the lighter pink too, because it's such a pretty color. And the other color, which happens to be my favorite color, is purple. And that actually represents serenity and calmness, which I find definitely is where I'm, at my advanced stage, I'm getting a little more, peaceful and calm about things. So that's a perfect color to go in with my mix. And the other thing I would put in there is little custom pieces. I would probably put little hammers and maybe little dollar signs, because my husband and I have just paid off our house and we're very excited because we have a million projects that have to be done in the house now. And now we actually will be able to do them. So I would say like little dollar signs and little hammers.
The hammers are for Bob.
For my
Bob's
husband,
the one who's
for
gonna have
the
to,
fix-it guy, so that we could actually do the things in the house that we've wanted to do. So that would be my particular mix. And just about how I feel about confetti, all I can say is I never really thought a lot about it until my daughter started this company. So I have a very different idea about confetti now than I ever did. And it's a very good one. It's a very good feeling.
I hope so, because you're kind of stuck with it.
I still find pieces in my basement. So
it's where it all
she
began.
started.
It all began in her basement.
Oh my gosh,
I love it. That would be a beautiful mix.
Emmy would love it too.
She would.
Purple
she always,
and pink.
Pink
Those
is
are
her
our
favorite. And every time she knows she's seeing Grandma, she'll have to pick something purple, and she'll say, "Because it's Grandma's favorite."
Oh.
So sweet.
So
Well, thank you for doing some color research. I'm very
You're
proud.
very welcome. It's the librarian in me. Gotta do the research.
so much thought behind each of these mixes. I love them all so much. And this leads us into our next question. What were your first thoughts when hearing about the Confetti Bar? I don't know who wants to take this one first.
I feel like we should go in order of like the evolution. So
Yeah.
obviously my mom heard about it first, and then Cliff's mom would have been next, and then Confetti Carla. So
I guess I'm
I love it.
You
Well,
were here from the beginning,
I'll
so
be-
you have a very unique perspective on this
I
whole
do.
thing.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's hard to believe, but I think when I first heard about it, it wasn't like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. I didn't really feel that way. I said, I could see that because
Made
Jessica
sense. It
is
made
definitely, well, color is her thing, so I wasn't surprised. And she was at a point in her life where it made sense for her to give this a try. And both my husband and I said, you know what? Give it a go. So I don't think either one of us were negative in any way about it, even though it was kind of a crazy idea, but we didn't think it was
Like,
that
what?
crazy. Yeah.
I can't remember. We must have talked about this in one episode, kind of the evolution of the Confetti Bar and where it came from. But, when I started it, obviously it started kind of smaller. And then it was, I believe, within 6 months of like us actually launching the site is when it got to a point where I was having trouble balancing like my full-time job with this business. So we did, like, Cliff, I think that was the story we told where Cliff found me sobbing on the basement floor one day. And that was sort of like the turning point. And that's when we did. And I remember it to this day. I don't know if you specifically remember, Mom, but I remember when we sat in the dining room and like you and Bob were across from me, Cliff, and I was like, listen, like, I think I want to do this full time. I think I want to quit my job. And I remember like specifically, like neither of you really blinked an eye. And it was actually Bob who was like, if you're going to do it, like now is the time. Now. We didn't, we were living with you guys, so we didn't have a mortgage.
They didn't have as much responsibilities. So it was really a perfect time. And I do give him credit for not looking at you and saying, are you nuts?
Which would have been a very Bob thing to do if he did, but he didn't. So props to Bob. But yeah, I was just always curious if from your perspective, I know from my perspective, you guys didn't give me a hard time. No, but if you ever like thought it was like, what's she doing down there?
I don't ever remember thinking, wow, you're nuts. No, I really didn't.
Good. I'm glad. Laura, I don't even know like how you specifically heard about it or what that whole situation was at this point, but take us through what you remember.
I don't remember who told me. Was it you or Cliff or both of you together? But my first reaction was I was proud of both of you. Proud of you for coming up with the idea and proud of Cliff for saying, okay, we can do this. There was a point where I was worried when you had the studio, you were paying rent on the studio. I was just worried about you financially a little bit, but you've succeeded every step of the way. So yeah, I think it was a great idea. But my first reaction was proud.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
All right. And Carla, you have an even different perspective, kind of coming from the outside and knowing before Alexis even officially got involved. And I think we can credit you from what I know that Alexis is even here.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Oh, my response was grateful because Alexis was doing a school project. And it was part of a blog that she was creating, and part of the whole concept was celebrating even the small moments, which she has done well throughout her life. But she was having a movie night specifically for the blog, and then as she did these write-ups, she would actually have the event and have people there and have this whole celebration. So it was also growing her community, which we are big fans of, always taking care of our communities and reaching out and that sort of thing. And so I just started, I just Googled confetti, and Confetti Bar popped up, and I thought, oh my goodness, I think I hit a jackpot. And there were just wonderful, wonderful mixes, and there was something for movie night. So I believe I probably ordered a couple of different mixes, but that one for sure.
Some like random acts of confetti were in there for sure in that first package.
But one of the things that keeps me close to my kids, because they both, like when they moved off to college and then on to other things, are the famous care packages. So
care package confetti,
Carla.
Yes,
so confetti started, it seemed like it was always part of confetti. I mean, part of the care packages that went out when she was doing this project in this class, and it's just remained. And the story has just been so much fun and important to our family. So yeah, I'm grateful. Grateful for the vision. Grateful for just the supports of your mothers. Because I just think that's just a thrill of motherhood, is to see what our kids can dream up and just encourage them to go for those things.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well,
That's
thank
a great
you.
Story.
Thank you for being one of our early supporters and for bringing Alexis into our lives.
So fun.
All right, Cliff, you're up.
Yes.
He's not used to being a host.
Quiet.
I know.
Quiet there, Cliff. What's up with that?
I'm used to being the one in the background that nobody sees or hears. So yeah, or being interviewed when being on the episode. So still that does. So I wanted to ask, well, not really a question, but descriptor here, I guess. Tell us a story from each of your kids' childhoods that proves that they were destined for the confetti life.
Please be gentle and kind with each of us. Not too many embarrassing stories.
Lay it on us.
Start with.
All right. I vote. Let's see. Who hasn't gone first? Laura, I feel like you haven't gone first yet.
Okay, well, a story did come to mind right away.
Ooh.
Oh.
When Cliff was a little guy, he was drawing cartoons from the time that he could hold a crayon. So he always had cartoons, crayons, papers all over the place. And I gave him a scrapbook, the kind that you peel the page back and put the photos on and then stick the page back down. So he started cutting out his little cartoons and putting them in the scrapbook. So there was always paper all over the floor that he didn't want to clean up. He just wanted to play with the scrapbook. So even, 30-something years ago, he was making confetti messes.
That's amazing.
I love it. I don't
That's
think
a great story.
I mean, I knew he obviously did cartoons and stuff, but I didn't know specifically that he used to put them in little albums, which is
Oh yeah, I still remember the one album that I'm assuming either you gave Mom or the Easter Bunny. I gave it, I'm trying to remember, but it was like a yellow photo album that was like Mickey Mouse themed.
Mhm.
I think vaguely, and then like had the peel aways to like put everything in and whatnot. I remember loving to put stuff in that, so I do have a memory of that.
There was-
vague, but I still do.
There was one day when you decided that you had grown up a little bit, so you decided that all those old cartoons weren't any good anymore, and you took them all out and crunched them all up. I was so disappointed.
Oh no! Why
Oh.
would I do that?
Because they weren't good anymore.
Oh,
All your little
Oh.
Superman and Mickey Mouse and your little guys that you made up yourself.
well, I had to have been lying to myself because I never grew up. I'm still that same little kid inside. That never changed.
You were more
so I don't know what
talented.
happened
Your
there.
drawing was more talented, so you didn't like those little baby ones.
Oh.
Mm,
You had to
that's
start
sad. I
somewhere.
wish I did. I guess, but no. Bad Cliff.
bad.
We'll have to watch Emmy for that because I feel like that's something she would totally do. Just like get frustrated one day and be like, nope, don't like these anymore. So got to save all her stuff.
Hide it away.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Mom. What do you got for my
Yeah.
child?
This is one of my favorite stories. So Jessie always had a thing about color, okay, from when she was little. And there was a time in her life where she was obsessed with the color green. So she had what she called a green collection.
As one does.
She had it in, I don't know, did you have it in a tub
It was
or
in
something?
a green
Tub
like
or whatever.
Tupperware
Whatever
kinda
she
thing.
wanted in that green collection little thing. I mean, I don't remember
I had
everything you had in there, but my
It was all
favorite
green.
story is my parents, who used to watch my kids when I was working when they were little. I came home and she's got a green toilet brush. I turned to my mother and I said, "Why did you buy her a green toilet brush?" She goes, "Because she wanted it." And it went in her green collection.
Listen,
That's my favorite
it was
story about that
green.
green collection. But of course, Jessie has now gone beyond green and she loves all the colors.
We like all
so.
the colors.
But that was the beginning of a love of color.
I wish they
would say.
made rainbow toilet brushes now.
Oh,
'Cause that
yeah,
would be
well,
my
I
choice.
should- And then there was the rainbow bear that I one year for
Rainbow
Christmas.
bear.
Okay, here's a bonus story.
I love this
One year
too.
for Christmas, she told me I don't know how old you were, but she wanted a rainbow bear. I have no idea what this is. I went to her brother and I said, "Dan, do you know what this rainbow bear is?" He's like, "No, I have no idea."
I
So-
remember he asked me because you sent him for like some recon and you were trying to get me, and I was like, Santa will know.
And so I end up buying a teddy bear and buying rainbow stickers and putting them all over the bear.
Aw.
I didn't know what to do. Then, of course, now they have those bears. They're all rainbow colored. Emmy has three
like
of them.
3 rainbow bears. So I'm
I said,
living
Oh my
living
God.
through her.
So she was way ahead of her time with that rainbow bear. But anyway, that was my bonus story about her and color.
The links that moms will go to for their kids.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
to all of you,
yeah.
plus Jessica, who's also a mom, and Cliff, who's a dad.
But I feel like now as a grandmother, if Emmy asked you if you were in the dollar store, you would buy her anything
I'd
she
get her
wanted.
that toilet brush for sure.
Me too.
No doubt about it. And she could have probably even have ice cream for breakfast. So.
Yes.
Oh.
Circle. Listen, that's a sore subject.
Quick side note to the discussion, because we live in the age of Amazon, I did a very quick search on my phone while we were chatting. I couldn't find a rainbow toilet brush, but Jessica, they have what is called the Bath Bliss holographic bowl holder, which is a holographic iridescent toilet brush holder.
Okay, well, I hope you have purchased this because
It's about to be purchased. It's only $13.
Add it to the cart.
Not sponsored, but should be.
Not sponsored, but could be sponsored.
Amazon, are you listening?
That's great. Alexa, water that toilet brush.
Quiet, she'll hear you.
Yeah, I didn't even do it. Okay, I need to know about Alexis.
Well, for Alexis, the connection to confetti is the celebrations. So she was great in party planning from a very young age. Just take something that she's interested in at the time and just build a gathering around it. So we had so much fun. In fact, we've kept lots of pictures from those parties. But, I mean, birthday parties certainly started with the whole, like, putting together a homemade invitation to the games that would go with that theme to always there was a craft. Always. We've done a lot of crafting. We still craft.
We do.
We love to craft.
I have a craft for you to help me with later.
Oh, awesome.
Actually.
Awesome. So, you know.
I'm jealous. I want to come craft
Yeah,
with you guys.
come on over.
Yeah.
But I was
Be right there.
yeah, okay, good. I was cracking up because Mom was saying, yeah, she said, like, maybe you would let a week pass and then you were already thinking about your next birthday party.
Yes.
So here I am thinking Mom's planning all these things. And of course she's the driving force, but LOL, maybe I was a little something as well.
Yeah, a little involved.
So fun. So fun. For sure. And then, I mean, that's how that whole even project came out with the blog, was celebrating even the small things. And then, you know, you've got the tangible joy of confetti to throw in, and it's just, it's a lot of fun. It is.
We have heard many a tale of these infamous birthday parties.
I'd like to see those pictures.
Okay.
I'm happy to share them. But even in the classroom, so my kids, my students, they celebrate goals met and things like that with confetti, which is so much fun because I like a clean space. I like things to have their place. And in the classroom, I like it to just kind of run very smoothly, not a lot of clutter. But the kids know when we've met some goals, the confetti's coming out and we have a blast. So, you know, it's fun.
I love it so much. So good. All right. I think it might be time for some super silly questions.
I think it's time.
So, each of us have come up with a couple of silly questions so we're going to ask our own mom. So, like, I'll ask you and Alexis will ask her mom and so on and so forth. But I think we should kind of round robin it. So, we'll go, like, question 1 and then we'll go through it. Question 2. I think that'll be a fun time.
I like it.
All right. I'll kick us off. All right, Mom.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Don't look at my paper here.
I won't look at your paper,
Okay.
I promise.
All right. Okay, and so for anyone who might not be familiar with our Super Silly segment, this is where we ask a few random questions, and the idea is to just tell us whatever comes to mind first. It's not meant to be any well thought out thing.
Oh,
Meant
okay.
to be
No
fun.
research involved?
No research. I know. Trust me, it's a challenge for me too. Alexis hit me with some of these ones. Alonda as well.
Yes.
Okay. If you got banned from the library, what would be the reason? As a former librarian.
Do you want the truth?
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I did get banned from the library.
Breaking news.
Tea is about to
My
be
friends got
spilled.
kicked out. We got kicked out.
Oh my God.
We
And
did.
they allowed you to become a librarian after that? They didn't check your
They didn't check
history?
No, they did not. But Yeah. Well, we had this horrible librarian. We called her Skunk Lady because she had a white streak in her hair, and we just called her Skunk Lady. She was mean.
And she kicked you out because you were coughing?
We were talking.
Oh, talking.
Yeah, we were talking.
Well, why were you talking in the library? Why weren't you studying, Mom?
You know how young girls can be.
The roles are
But
reversed.
anyway, yeah, so it would probably be for talking. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So there.
that changed my perspective a little bit. All right, Cliff, your turn.
My turn. This one for my mom. Who or what would you take with you if you could go to the moon?
Who or what? Probably a whole bunch of pictures of my family.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have everybody there with you.
Something to think of home.
And a peel back sticky album.
Right.
Maybe.
And definitely a pile of books.
Yes. Excellent.
And have some free time floating around out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say up in my office upstairs, I do have a mini peel back photo album of the time that my mom and I went to the quote unquote final Fish concert series that happened in Coventry, Vermont, which, by the way, Mom, I looked at it the other day with Emmy. This August marks 20 years
Wow.
since we went to that. So that was 2004.
Didn't I tell you that they're coming here somewhere, Cliff?
Yeah.
They're coming here. Yeah.
The Excel
Mohegan
Center, is
Sun.
it? Or Mohegan Sun, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tickets aren't on sale yet, so
Oh, no?
but
Okay.
I don't believe so. But I'll
was
keep
on
an
the
eye out. If they're
news.
somewhat affordable,
Yeah.
maybe
it
we
was on
go
the
watch one
news.
more Fish show.
Reprised 20 years ago.
Yes.
Do it.
That'd be
You two
great.
need to do that.
Yes.
I'll keep an eye on it. It won't be the camp out like it was last time. It'll be Mohegan Sun, so it'll be watch the show and then leave when we get tired. But at least we don't have to worry about mud or tents or people ODing in tents.
Oh, dear.
That's good.
I think I'm a little too old for sleeping on the ground in a tent anyway.
I think so. I think I'm a little too old for that now as well.
Oh my gosh. All right, Mom, you ready?
I'm not sure that I am. But I think you're going to ask anyway.
I think
so.
I went pretty easy on
Oh,
you.
okay.
Which celebrity would you choose to be your best friend?
Oh my goodness. I've got a lot of fans, a lot of people that I think would be fun friends. I mean, Kelly Ripa's kind of fun.
I knew she was going to say that.
we could meet in Central Park. Like she would probably, jog there. I could stroll there. We could have, share a fun conversation in Central Park.
I think y'all would have some good laughs.
I think that'd be fun.
I didn't know that's who you were going to say, but I had a suspicion.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
Alexis is really like, I'm sorry, the correct answer was Taylor Swift. You're looking for Taylor Swift.
Had that been reversed, that probably.
Yes. Or Audrey Hepburn,
Yes.
you know.
Oh, yes. So there's some good ones for sure. She's the first one that popped to my mind, so we'll stick with Kelly.
Yeah. I mean, after she hears you on here, she'll invite you to her
there
talk
you
show.
go.
Yes. Well, she's getting ready for the Oscars right now, so.
Oh.
She already knows her schedule. All right, Mom.
Me again?
You didn't think it was just one question, did you? Do you think fish sweat?
I would say they probably do, but nobody probably realizes it because
so
they're in
wet.
the water. I would say probably
Yeah,
yes.
they do.
I don't know. Is there a real answer to
Good
this?
question. No, I don't know. I didn't research it.
I say
Curious
yes, they
to know.
sweat.
Yes.
They gotta sweat.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
They'd be very uncomfortable if they didn't.
Well, they're in the water. Doesn't
Well,
that
yeah,
cool them
but
down?
What if it gets warm? I gotta sweat.
They just gotta sweat.
What else are they gonna do?
I feel like if the water was that warm, maybe we have a bigger problem.
We're
it's
going
getting
toward
there.
that. We are going toward that here.
So okay, maybe
With
fish
global
do.
warming.
Okay, maybe fish do sweat, but they haven't historically had to.
Right.
But now they're gonna start.
Right.
Now they
That's
have
a really
to.
good observation. I agree. They're
Oh,
sweating
boy.
now, even if they didn't before.
Santa's moving the workshop to an aqua submarine base
Exactly.
to prep for the future at this point. All right. This question hurt my brain reading it to prep it to read it out loud, so I apologize in advance, Mom. But if you decide to describe yourself as indecisive, are you decisive or indecisive?
That does hurt my brain.
Hurts my brain.
I would say decisive.
Okay.
Decisive about being indecisive.
Right.
Mhm.
Like,
She's
about
decided.
My brain is catching up here.
Yeah.
She is decisive
lost
about
you.
being indecisive. I have decided that I cannot decide on this answer.
But then are you therefore indecisive because you made a decision? So could you therefore classify yourself as indecisive?
But you made a decision about not being able to make a decision. So even though you're indecisive, you are decisive about being indecisive.
That's what I said.
Ouch.
Who's on first?
Chicken or the egg question here.
I can't.
Okay.
All right, Mom. If you could live in any book, what book would it be?
I think you know the answer to this one too.
I might.
The Secret Garden. I think The Secret Garden would be an
Mhm.
interesting book to live in. Not only just the situation of the characters, but that garden.
Mm-hmm. That garden,
Go-
though.
Yes, behind those garden gates, this garden wall. It was
Mm-hmm.
pretty magical.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
I think The Secret Garden.
I want to see that.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
That's a hard one though, because there's a lot of really good stories too.
There are.
Like good celebrity friends.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what that was the first thing that popped into my mind. So there you go.
That's what this
I'll be
segment's
She's
for.
being decisive.
Yes.
She's being decisive.
I wouldn't do well in a secret garden because with my brown thumb, it would probably turn to apocalypse now.
I'm just assuming
The horror.
I watered them last week. Why did they all die?
I know. I'm assuming it's also magical, and so things just stay alive all the
Yes.
time.
They need to
That's
be.
what I would need.
Or there's just fake plants. It's a fake secret garden.
Faux secret garden. All right, Mom. Last silly question. Why does a grapefruit look and taste nothing like a grape?
Discuss.
Because
I was
it's
gonna
abomination.
ask you the chickpea one, but I thought that was a little
Yeah.
too. So this is close enough.
I know there's a real answer to this.
Oh, see the librarian is coming out. She's like,
Uh-huh.
I need my reference
Yeah, so
computer.
Is it because they grow like in a bunch like grapes?
Do they?
I
This
don't
is
know.
news
I
to me.
thought I heard something to that effect.
Oh.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong.
We're gonna have to fact check this
We're gonna
one.
have to do a little research here.
Okay,
I
but your
trust her.
hypothesis
My
is
hypothesis is that maybe they
they
grow
grow like clusters like
clusters
grapes.
Like grapes.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Have anybody ever seen a grapefruit tree?
No,
I
I have
haven't.
not. All right.
Grapes have seeds in them, right? Like regular grapes?
Yeah.
Certain
Well, they make
grapes.
seedless ones now too, though.
Ah, so at that
Mhm.
point, would the seedless ones be grape vegetables?
Now you're making my head hurt.
Think about
Does
it.
third grade know
That's why
anything
there's
about
grapefruit and you got grape vegetables because they don't have those ones don't have seeds in them.
Wow.
I
Wow.
don't know. Anyway, that's
Okay.
my story, and
All
I'm
right.
sticking to it. Okay.
I got an easier one. I actually have my own answer for this one too, but my last question here. Is a veggie pizza really just salad with a slice of bread?
No, there's cheese, bread and
You can
cheese.
sprinkle
and
cheese on a
veggies.
salad.
Yeah. Okay. It's a salad sandwich.
There you go, salad sandwich. The side of bread, maybe some croutons, you chop it up. It's the same thing.
I love veggie
Mm.
pizza.
I agree. I think a veggie pizza is just a salad with bread.
Okay.
Listen, anything that allows me to eat more pizza, I'm all for
Yes.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I will
Especially
call
New
it whatever
Haven
I need
pizza.
to.
Oh, here we
See?
go.
See? It's always with the pizza.
Uh-oh.
It's always with the pizza.
This is
I
why
feel like
Olive
every
Garden's going
podcast-
downhill. Everyone's figured out that veggie pizza is the same thing.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
gonna have to be Pizza Garden.
Pizza Garden.
Maybe that's what's in the secret garden. Pizza.
Yes.
Yes.
I think there
Ooh.
is a pizza oven behind the Morning Glories
Oh.
in the corner there.
There we go.
It's called the Olive Hut.
Oh my gosh. All right, Mom, your last question is, do you think penguins have knees?
I don't think so. First of all, penguins are precious. I think penguins are adorable. Just the way they wobble. I mean, if they had knees, that would mess up that whole cute vibe of wobbleness that they have. So I'm going to go with no.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I've never seen a penguin kneel, so
Right.
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 Squatting. No.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
And the way, they take care of their little penguin chick eggs. I mean, they're standing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Okay.
penguins are precious. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome. I figured you would enjoy that.
Well, thank you
Wow.
all for being such good sports and answering our silly questions.
Yes.
Is there anything else anyone feels they need to share about us? Again, go easy.
I just have to say this because it's just something that our family says all the time, and Jesse really was the genesis of it. So every time somebody comes over and they're about to leave, I always say to them, be careful. And the inevitable response from everybody is, I'll be careful. Oh, okay. It all happened. It was.
Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Don't worry, I'll be careful. There's a video of It was Christmas time. Jessie was little. Her and her dad were decorating a Christmas tree, and I don't know exactly what she was doing.
This is like an off-camera,
but it was off camera.
Situation, but you heard it.
But you hear him say to her, be careful. And she goes, oh, don't worry, I'll be careful. Then you hear clunk, and then you hear, oh. So everybody in our family responds the same way. So this is a classic response to be careful. And everybody says it. So it's a great story.
That's my claim to fame in our family. Confetti, forget about it.
Yeah,
I just have a
that was-
catchphrase.
She coined the catchphrase for the family. Anyway,
Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Ouch.
Clunk. Ow.
That'll be if I have to go out the door to like get something for Jessica and Emmy. Jessica will be like, "Be careful." They'll be like, "Don't worry, I'll be careful," and I'll like kick the dryer on the way through. Be like, "Ow!" Just to solidify
you,
as I'm going out the door.
It's pervasive.
Everybody.
We all say
Everybody
it. It's so
says it.
funny. It is so funny.
So really, that's my claim to fame. We don't care about confetti. Don't worry, I'll be careful. Okay. Anyone else have any other burning stories like apparently my mom did about
I
either
don't have
Cliff
too
or
many.
Alexis?
I just have those few.
Yeah.
I can
kids
tell an
do.
embarrassing story about
Like a
Cliff.
Crisco kid.
Oh,
Yeah, go
please.
for it.
Stories.
I think it was
Let's go.
kindergarten or first grade, and we went school shopping, and got him some new clothes and some new little tiny underpants, and he had Mickey Mouse and Ninja Turtles. So I was
Gotta
taking
wear
everything out of the packages to wash them because you wash underpants before you wear them, and there was some missing. So I said, Cliff, how many pair of underwear are you wearing? And he said, just only 2.
Double up.
Double.
Couldn't decide which one to wear. Wear 'em both. Why not? And if you get one dirty, you have a backup.
It all makes sense, Cliff.
I've never heard that story either. Oh my goodness. I feel like this puts so much into perspective now.
Answers so many unanswered questions for you.
I always remember that phrase, just only two.
Just only two.
It's not that unreasonable.
Crying.
I 100% seeing that as being something Emmy would do and exactly how she would say it. Just
Yep.
two.
Definitely my daughter, that's for sure. We don't need Maury, we know. We figured it out.
You are the father.
Especially when she does that little thing with her eyebrow. It's just like, she can do it too. She did it once. I said, "Oh my God, just like your dad."
She did it yesterday in the car twice. I put on certain songs for her. I'm like, Emmy, this is the one song you want, right? She's just like, excuse me? And then she ends up liking the song later. But she's just like, excuse me, no?
For sure, your child.
Better reaction than when we played the podcast in the car. We picked her up from daycare. We were finishing up listening to it. We were listening to an episode before we put it live to like make sure it was good for edits and whatnot. And get in, and Emmy's just like, this isn't music. This isn't my song. Like, what is this?
I was like, it's Mommy and Alexis. And she was like, no, it's not music.
That's hilarious.
Girls got to hear her tunes. And as Grandma saw in the car the other day, it's not Baby Shark or one of those.
No.
It's King Crimson and Fall Out Boy. You know, her favorites.
Okay, I feel like we need a bonus Alexis story now.
I am just,
There's gotta be
I am
stories.
just enjoying hearing y'all talk about Emmy Joy because she is bringing in those little catchphrases that are going to stick around and those little stories that years from now you're going to reflect on, just like we're
When
going
we're
to
on
do
her
with y'all.
podcast.
Yes. So
Our grandma's invited.
Yes, I'm sure he will be.
yeah, but it's truly just so much fun to have such a sweet daughter like Alexis.
I made her to say that.
Just the
You'll Venmo her later.
Feed her in confetti.
yeah, confetti's good payment. No, but she's just the joy, and it's just been fun also meeting y'all and just the whole story. And just as a mother, it just makes you proud. It makes you feel great about what your kids are doing and just the difference that they're making. And so, yeah, just lots of joy.
So sweet.
Yeah.
These are 3 kids to be very proud of.
Aww.
Absolutely.
All 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we have built our ever-expanding little confetti family now. And all 3 of you are for sure honorary members of Team Confetti because you have supported us and have been there from the beginning. And we're very grateful that we've had your support because we wouldn't have been able to do all of this without it. So
We're happy to do it.
thank you all for joining us today and for putting up with our silly antics and our silly questions and for always being confetti champions.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you
We
for having
love y'all.
It's a delight.
Thank you.
For more fun, join us on the socials at the Confetti Bar. And you can join the Confetti Club to receive free inspiration delivered to your inbox at theconfettibar.com/join.
Thanks for visiting.